You're doing web design,
Correct, yeah.
and then you drop everything and you go into the fire service.
I have my degree it's a business degree in computer applications, so I did web design, graphic design. I had my daughter, and she came to work with me for about the first 10 months. And about that time, they were primarily a sign and graphics company.
Gotcha.
And so they started to slow down a little with their web stuff. And so they basically said, like, we don't want to do web stuff anymore, but we don't want to, like, dump our customers. So do you want to take them and work from home with them? They're yours. And so I took this, group of customers and started working and doing it from home. That started to taper off a bit. About the same time, I started volunteering with the fire department and became a firefighter first. And then the same year, I got my EMT. And so I would volunteer for the 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift with Harrison Ambulance. And so I would run calls with them in the middle of the night while the kids were asleep and my husband was at home.
Another huge dynamic that a lot of us can take away from what Charlotte was saying too is that think about how she got into the fire industry. She was in her 30s with kids, working a completely different job. And she took that literal confident risk and said, you know what? I'm not gonna say she wasn't happy maybe with what she was doing, but she just saw an opportunity. And how many times have we ourselves seen opportunities or thought about opportunities that we wanted to do and maybe we don't do? Charlotte is the prime example of a person who said, you know what, I'm gonna go do it. Yeah, she had to do it on the side at the beginning and work, a little bit extra time, and she was taking calls in the middle of the night with her kids at the time, working a totally separate job. I mean, for a person like that to have no excuses, you gotta look at yourself in the mirror and realize, do I have an excuse to not move forward with what I want to do? Maybe it's a little bit of fear, maybe it's a little bit of something else, but she is the prime example of that. Which is, you know what, I'm not gonna let this deter me because I've got kids and I got a current job. I'm gonna go forward with what I wanna do. She had a little side hustle she did and it worked out great. We have no excuses anymore. I was actually talking to a buddy about this over the weekend, which was, we were sitting there